have no idea if that even recorded anything. We were on our, but I'll tell you where I'm at. So I've just left the library. I've met up with the lady that wanted the paper punches. Rather than going through them, she just went ahead and took the entire kit and caboodle, which is fine with me. I'm like, whatever you don't use, do with what you want. They're out of my hands at this point. I had just picked up my auction items, and I hadn't even gotten a chance to go through them, but there was things that I knew that I could part with, at least some of it, like the 9x12 clasp envelopes. I have them in three different colors now. And 3 boxes of the exact same envelopes. So I gave her some of the 9x12 envelopes in all 3 colors, gave her an entire box of envelopes, one of the 3 hole punches, since I now had 4 of them, and some baskets that I would not use, just because, not because I don't like baskets, but because I don't have room to put baskets anywhere. As you can see, all the little flurries going on. It is actually warmed up since I left my house this morning. It is 41 degrees currently. And for those of you that watch my channel but are not in parts of the world where it snows, may not be aware that it is possible to be too cold to snow, which is the case what it was this morning. It was 33 degrees and there was just a slight amount of flurries, but it was too cold to actually snow. And now it's warmed up to 41 and the snow is starting to fall. Now, the double side to that is that because it is 41, it is not cold enough to stick, which is why it's melting almost immediately when it hits my windshield, why it's not sticking on the ground is not turning white, and that's because it's not cold enough for it to stay frozen once it hits a surface. I know when I moved up here from Central California, well, I had a few pit stops along the way, but you know, by the time we finally settled here, it really like blew my mind to think that it's possible to be too cold to snow. I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know the science behind it. If I was to venture a guess, I would say it's because it freezes before it gets into the lower part of the atmosphere. But I don't know for sure if that's the case. But yeah, you can see it's really starting to come down. I was hoping that, you know, this part of our weather was over. So we weren't going to be snowing anymore. Control's not setting. There it goes. Being a wee bit stubborn. But yeah, so my back seat is full of stuff. And my back already hurts from having to carry it out to my truck from the house. And of course, it never fails that, you know, whenever I end up with something big, bulky, and heavy like this, it's always in like the very back part of the house. You know, and same, you know, true to fashion, you know, I had to go all the way to the back of the house, up a set of stairs, all the way through the house, through, you know, all the way to the back bedroom bedroom of the house. And they don't provide helpers. During the summer was nice because they had a young man that was working for them during the summer, and that was what he did, was the manual labor. So that was really nice to have an extra set of hands. Because a strapping young, healthy, strong 17-year-old can carry out is a vast difference from what I can carry out. Like he probably could have carried all of my stuff out in 2 trips, whereas it took me 5 to get it all out to my truck. Just because I don't have the strength in my hands and I don't have the strength in my back to be able to carry all of that stuff, to be able to carry big loads. Nor should I be. I mean, I push myself much further than I should to begin with. So I'm already kind of starting to hurt from carrying it out to the truck. So carrying it into the truck is going to be done over several trips over with breaks in between. When I'm picking the stuff up, I don't really have the option. I can't take a load and go sit down for half an hour, go get another load, sit down for I don't have that option. So, but I do when I'm unloading it. Plus, with it starting to snow, the cold air is really hard on my lungs. So that adds another dimension to why I will be doing this in intervals. And some stuff won't even make it into the house. It'll just go straight into, it'll go into my garbage can as I walk by. There's one little organizer thing that I'm like, my initial thought was just to throw it away. And now I'm wondering if there's anywhere outside my craft room that I can use it. It's like a little charging station. So there's a little door on the back to put all your, to put a surge protector in there. And then there's little holes drilled in the top so you can put your charging cords through it into, and then a deck to put all of your electronics on it. Now, it would come in handy in my craft room, but there's nowhere for me to put it in my craft room. Because I've got multiple devices that I charge. Like I have my electric lighter for my incense. I have the charger for my keyboard. I have the charger for my keyboard charges. I have my TENS unit that I charge in my craft room. I've got my current phone and my other phone that I use for backup recording that's plugged in and charges in my craft room. I can see a need for a charging station in my craft room, but I don't have space in there for it. So I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else where that would come in handy. Plus, I don't have another surge protector. random pile of straw over there. Dogs outside in this wet, which means they're going to be stinky, smelly, wet dogs going in the house instead of being smart and being in the garage. No, that would be too easy. All right, well, thanks for your joining me on my way home. Enjoy the last little bit of flakes here while I get myself unbuckled and everything else, and we will catch up with you guys later. Bye.